This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday in the Morning Sprint. Cindy Charles has new information about a plane crash in Virginia that killed 4 people and caused fighter jets to scramble. Destiny Richards is live with how you can have a say in the designs for a new Spokane dog park. But first, let's get to Mark talking about an even warmer day ahead for us.
We're going to get ready for summer temperatures, and I know we're a couple of weeks away from summer here, but we've been so much above average. That's going to continue. Right now, we're at 58 degrees, sunny, looks gorgeous. Our highs today are going to be in the upper 80s, 87 for Spokane, 92 in Grand Coulee. Omak, you're going to be at 90 with mid-90s from the Tri-Cities to the LC Valley. We look at our day today. We're going to be in the 80s. 80 at 12 noon, so that means it's going to be a hot afternoon and evening all the way through 8 o'clock tonight.
Police arrested a man accused of violently attacking a woman, kicking her dog, and pointing a gun at a witness who tried to help. Then a few days later, intentionally crashing his car into hers. Police tracked 41-year-old Jeremy Pauley to a home on Hamilton in Illinois and called in the SWAT team. During a standoff, SWAT tossed chemical agents into the home and arrested him. He's been booked into jail for charges including assault and felony harassment. Skull fragments that were found in the Spokane River have been identified as a Spokane Valley man who was killed in 2015. The medical examiner confirmed the fragments belonged to Brett Snow. Pieces of his skull were found in the river in 2018 and in 2020. Since there was no indication that the 2 fragments were connected, they were treated as 2 separate cases. You can read how investigators were able to identify him on KXLY.com. Next week, the Spokane City Council will decide whether to make changes to the way the Office of the Ombudsman handles complaints against Spokane's police chief. Right now, the code says the Ombudsman is not allowed to follow investigations into the chief like he can with other police officers. Council members say this came to light during the recent investigation into Police Chief Craig Meidel, alleging preferential treatment of certain downtown businesses. The Ombudsman looked into it and issued recommendations to the mayor and the council, but Mayor Nadine Woodward has repeatedly said that she will not investigate further. Now, council members want to remove the language and prevent roadblocks like this in the future.
There are new questions about a deadly plane crash in Virginia. Now, officials say the pilot of that plane was unresponsive for more than an hour before fighter jets were sent. The private jet took off from Tennessee at around 1:15 Sunday afternoon, heading to New York's Long Island. Less than 15 minutes after takeoff, the pilot was no longer responding to air traffic controllers. The plane reaching Long Island, but then turning around, flying over New York and D.C. airspace. It would take 90 minutes before the military launched F-16s, one of them breaking the sound barrier, causing a sonic boom. Those fighter jets catching up to the plane, and the fighter pilots say they could see the pilot slumped over. The NTSB is considering whether a sudden loss of cabin pressure could have incapacitated everyone on board. But due to the force of the crash, figuring out exactly what happened may be difficult.
New water restrictions have been in effect for the city of Spokane since last week, limiting both the time of day and the frequency in which you can water your lawn. The city says people overwater their lawns during the summer months and want people to make simple changes that'll benefit your budget and the environment. From June 1st to October 1st, the city is asking people to avoid watering lawns from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every other day and take Mondays off. It's also asking you to limit watering to about 2 hours a day. You can read more about the water restrictions by going to KXLY.com. Governor Brad Little addressed his recent trip to the U.S.-Mexico border while speaking in Hayden. His visit yesterday was headlined by the fentanyl crisis that continues to surge in the U.S. Governor Little re-emphasized the need for action against fentanyl amidst rising overdose deaths in the Gem State, blaming the surge of fentanyl on the border crisis. After an aerial tour of the southern border, the governor deployed 2 teams of Idaho State police agents to the U.S.-Mexico border in an effort to combat drug smuggling.
Spokane Parks and Recreation is hosting a dog park design workshop here at Cooper Elementary School tonight. People will be able to offer feedback on 3 concept designs for the new dog park that's being built near Upriver Drive in Northeast Spokane. They have taken neighbors' concerns into effect, and things that are being considered are noise buffer zones, speed on Upriver Drive, parking, and other things. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for more information on tonight's meeting, 6 to 7:30 here at Cooper.
Law enforcement agencies across Washington want to keep roads safe and clean all summer long. That is why for the rest of the month, they'll be cracking down on unsecured cargo. Every weekend for the rest of the month, law enforcement agencies will be searching for unsecured loads. Anyone caught could face a fine up to $5,000. For tips to make sure your cargo is secured, check out KXLY.